And we got a problem in New York City. We got
Yeah.
is this breaking?
Yep.
2 NYPD sergeants shot in the Bronx.
One in the head, one in the leg.
Hey.
And you had two students at Rutgers got stabbed, but they got the guy.
Well, Rutgers is
All this afternoon.
Rutgers is a scary place, man. It's scary down there.
Well, there's a couple blocks, but it's like 5 blocks away from the university where it's scary.
Right. But I mean, the kids are all going to, downtown near the Stress Factory and all that. And you get off track a little bit. It gets a little scary and sketchy down there, no?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been there in a few years now.
They're building it up, but there is a few blocks. Yeah, they're pushing it all out, but there is a few blocks. I don't know what happened with that. Was it some party or something like that?
They just said that I think it happened during the daytime.
Oh, really?
This just happened. This happened today, too. This afternoon, the kids got stabbed at Rutgers.
Right.
They caught the suspect, and now 2 cops in the Bronx get shot.
Jeez.
Wild afternoon.
Any other bad news, Stunt Brain?
Not much of the bad stuff. I'm sorry to be a killjoy here. The new Doctor Strange movie looks good. I think I'm going to see that this weekend to distract from all this crap.
Oh, you get to go and see movies.
Yes, I do.
How's that?
Now, it's good no kids. So.
Did you ever want to have kids?
Recently, yeah, I think, because I'm worried about who's going to take care of us when we're old.
Oh, so only recently you were like, I wish I had kids now?
But like you, I grew up in a house full of kids, 9 kids in our family. I never got anything new till I moved away.
Right.
So it was always like, no, we're not doing this.
But how do you know if you have a kid, he's going to take care of you?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like, what happens if you get to that age of 80? He's like, no, I'm not changing your diaper. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't take care of my mom.
And you're like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have had you.
I'm screwed now.
Yeah. I don't take care of my mom.
You don't?
No.
But any of your family?
Does she need to be taken care of?
Yeah, does she want to be taken care of?
Yeah, you're only shitty if
Honestly,
she needs you to take. If she's fine and
Leave me
self-sufficient.
alone.
Right,
I don't want to go in there.
Quit trying to change my pants. I'm fine.
I think she's good.
My mom's fine.
She's good.
But
my mom's in a home now. I mean, they take care of her, I guess.
Yeah. But do you go and see her? Do your brothers go and see her?
A couple times a year.
Yeah.
I check in.
You do it more than that.
I check in.
Holidays?
No.
Nothing.
Not really. No.
Really? Do you buy her a gift? Do you send her a card on her birthday?
Not the last birthday. I got her like a couple slices of pizza.
Is it a place for...
Seriously?
Is it far from you? How far is it from you?
On Long Island.
Oh, so it's not that far.
I think she's good. I think we got her a blanket.
Did you take her to the pizza place, or you grabbed a couple of slices and on the way to visit her?
And we microwaved them, and I got a nice Pepsi.
No.
She likes Pepsi.
Really?
Yes.
Is it a place for mom?
What do you mean?
That's that Joan London commercial. You haven't heard that?
Really? No.
There's a whole line of homes because the men all die. The women outlive us.
Sure.
And there's a whole line of old people's homes called A Place for Mom.
A place for mom.
Like a Buffalo Wild Wing.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's a service. It'll find a retirement place for your mom.
Yeah.
A place for mom.
Wow.
She's good. I think she's all right.
You don't even care.
Not really.
Does she ever say, like, how come I haven't seen you in a while?
No, not really. When I show up, she's pretty happy to see us, and then that's until next time.
She doesn't call you? If I don't call my mom every couple of weeks, my mom will bust my balls about
your mom's, how old's your mom?
83.
My mom's, I think 79.
All right, that's not much difference.
So, yeah, but she's far along. She's more far along than yours.
Oh, you think?
Yeah,
right.
man, she needs care.
Okay. Yeah, Gloria doesn't need a lot of care. Gloria's fine.
See, that's different, I guess.
She needs somebody to go with her to drive her back when she's, getting her tires put on her car. Doesn't want to sit there for an hour.
Does she drive?
Oh, yeah, during the day. She doesn't drive at night, but she drives during the day.
Are you guys going to have that?
I hope she's cool.
That
I don't
moment
think
where you
so.
go, all right, Mom, give me the fucking keys.
Her dad made it till 93, and then he was in a horrible, and it wasn't his fault. The car accident was not his fault, and luckily he and his then wife, who was not my grandmother, he remarried at 73. He conned another lady into it, and they had a bad wreck, and that was and he knew it. The wreck was so bad, and even though it wasn't his fault, he went, all right, here, give me, I'm done. I'm too driving. That's it. He didn't pitch a fit.
My mom in her early to mid 60s was getting in all sorts of car accidents before my dad died, and we had to finally have the moment like, you can't fucking drive anymore. I remember one call. She calls us in Greenlawn, which was close to our house. I was in an accident. We get up there. The car, there's barely any pieces left of the fucking car.
Yeah, this was him, yeah.
And she's on the side of the road like, hi, Greg, hi, all happy. And we're like, what the fuck happened? She's like, oh, I pulled out and I got T-boned, and just big chunks of the car are just all over the fucking place. And then there was nothing wrong with her or the other driver that she almost fucking killed by pulling out of nowhere.
Ours was a Alabama Power Company truck, so we got money. He got,
wow.
He got cash. But it was the same thing. My mom and my brother showed up, and they're like, good God. Because it was an old Volkswagen Bug that had just been demolished by this big power company truck with a cherry picker on the back of it. And
I don't know. Old people survive crazy car accidents.
They don't tense up, because that's what they say. Drunks and old people, they don't tense up when it's coming, because when you go tense, your bones go through your sockets.
Kathleen Madigan's granddad, she used to hang out with him all the time, and her dad was worried that he was going to pitch a fit about the story. And when he came home one day, her dad, and said, wow, that went way better than I thought it was going to. I mean, he didn't even pitch a fight, nothing. He just handed me the keys and said, I understand, and no big deal. And a couple of weeks went by, and Madigan was having lunch with her granddad, and he rolls up in a brand new car, and he goes, I just handed him the keys and immediately went to the dealership and bought a brand new Cadillac. And just never said shit about it. He's like, I just let him think he won, and he's like, and so Madigan knew about it, and so he's like, this is between me and you, and it was like 6 months before her dad finally figured out that his dad had just outfought him, and went. He's like, I'm old, I'm not stupid, I got credit.
My grandma was driving in her 80s, and those rides were scary. She had cataracts and everything, and she would drive from Wading River back to Huntington, Long Island, and oh wow, I remember those were white knuckle, drives where you're just holding on to anything you can in the car, and she's just like, nonchalant, no big deal.
My mom's 79, she's still driving. Yeah? No problem, yeah. She'll pick me up from the airport.
Yeah, my mom knows back dirt roads to my brother's lake house. She knows like roads that aren't even numbered yet. And there used to be a hot dog stand, and they sold boiled peanuts right there. Take a left, and you'll be in Waldo,
79's not that old anymore, though.
Exactly. 83's not that old.
Right. My mom's an old 79 now.
Did you see the runway model dude that was 80 that was all over the internet?
No.
Some dude. Some dude is 80 is just ripped, and he walked the runway. There he is, right there.
Let me see this. What? Yeah. That's an 80-year-old guy.
That's an 80-year-old dude. Yeah.
China.
Wow. No way.
Yeah.
That's cool, right?
I would say that's pretty fucking cool. I mean, his face definitely looks 80, but his body doesn't. Just stop the show with this.
80's the new 60, baby.
An 80-year-old model reshapes China's views on aging. God, that's unbelievable. Good for him. All right, we got to take a break. We got Stunt Brain, Vic Henley, and Jim Florentine in the studio. Florentine, where are you going to be?
Tonight, I got show tonight and tomorrow night, Comedy Shop in Mount Arlington, New Jersey. And then I got a comedy special coming out December 9th.
Nice.
Yeah, A Simple Man, it's called. You can pre-order it. All the info's on my website, jimflorentine.com. Digital download, stream, and all that shit.
Beautiful. No middlemen.
No, absolutely.
No middlemen. Right to you.
You got to own your stuff now, man. That's the model.
I know. I lost that battle, too.
Yeah.
Got to own your content.
Well, you have to have content before you own it.
Oh, wow. I got a couple minutes after all these years. I got a couple minutes.
I'm channeling my inner Voss. That would be the Rich Voss comment right there. It's because you're a hack. He's never going to let one go by.
In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free.
I never heard that song.
Yeah.
That's all right. I was listening to Ted Nugent at that time. Cat Scratch Fever, Motor City Madhouse.
You never heard that song?
No. Maybe I did as a kid. I don't remember it, though, at all. I think
you probably had to have. You just had no reason to remember it.
I was in Catholic school. I probably didn't play it. It wasn't a good education.
Great White Buffalo. Do you know
phenomenal.
Oh God, it's a great song.
I know. I remember going to my friend's house because he's been listening to double live Gonzo.
Yeah, one of the greatest live albums of all time.
Sure. Yeah, and he'd gotten all the way down to that one, and we didn't know that much Nugent. But he came, he was like, "You got to hear the Great White Buffalo."
Right.
And we were like, "Shit, dude, you're like 14 in his bedroom, all of us sitting there like, this is the fucking best."
Yeah. I wonder who he's voting for.
So who Nugent? Yeah, that'd be. Yeah. I thought you meant my friend Mike Hollington.
There's no doubt.
We can get
no doubt about Ted.
Yeah. Yeah. He's Trump. He's got to be Trump, right?
But yeah, he's Trump. But I talked to him at the the NRA convention last year. And he sat down and I said, I saw you in San Antonio. And he goes, what year? And I said, this freaked me out. I said, I think it was 76, spring of 76. We were at the arena. Bad Company opened. We opened for Bad Company and they booed Bad Company off the stage. I had to come out and calm people down. And I went, how did you know that? And his son said he remembers every day of his life.
Wow, he's one of those guys.
Yeah, and it was freaky. He said specifically every concert because he came out and ripped the roof off the Alamo. Yeah. And then Bad Company came out and there's Mick Ralphs trying to sing back and they booing.
Yeah, that was a tough act. You couldn't follow Nugent in his prime.
And Nugent came out and went, everybody calm down.
How do you boo Bad Company though? Come on.
But Nugent had just destroyed the place. Right. As the opening, but it's 76. It was April or something of 76.
Well, his energy, you can't touch that.
One of the first shows I went to was Foreigner and Van Halen opening for Nugent. Grant Field is where Georgia Tech used to play where they used to play college football. Right. Outdoor concert, and nobody could get a babysitter, so I got dragged along. And my brothers took me. And
what year was this?
That was about 76, somewhere around.
Yeah, well, Van Halen didn't come out until 78. Was
their first
okay,
sorry, so
probably about 78.
Yeah, about 78.
Wow,
in there, yeah.
Do you remember the show?
Oh yeah, I would know weed everywhere, outdoor, just craziness, and but Nugent, same thing. I thought Van Halen was amazing and Foreigner was great, and then holy shit, Nugent swings out in the loincloth on the vine. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is great.
Yeah, he was known for that for a while, wasn't he?
So good though, man.
Yeah, right on. There was something. Follow me on Instagram, Opie Radio. Do you do the Instagram story yet, Jim Florentine?
What?
Instagram story?
No, I don't know what that is. I'm on Instagram.
Well, I mean, Instagram story is basically Snapchat for older people. Snapchat is for teenagers.
Yes.
Why are you shaking your head, Paul? It is the truth.
He's chewing.
Oh, you're just chewing? So you can make quick little videos about your day, and then 24 hours later, they're just gone on their own.
Maybe you want to go to your father's grave and watch the World Series.
Yeah, you could.
So they're gone in 24 hours, the videos?
Yeah, you could do a little video of us broadcasting right now, Florentine, and then it stays there for a little while, and then it goes away 24 hours from now. People don't know about Instagram story yet?
You told me about it last week. I haven't wandered over there yet.
I love it.
I didn't know anything.
I took a little video of my new office here at SiriusXM.
They got you an office?
Yeah. Where's it? I didn't see an office outside the elevator coming up.
Well,
I saw a chair. There. Is that where it was? I saw a little notepad.
Wow. Can you believe that happened? You're talking about the Howard?
No. I was actually talking about Howard. No, I was just talking about your office is in that little lobby.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's still certainly funny, but I thought you were referencing the Howard Stern video.
I'll take that laugh if that's where you guys
well,
thought it was going.
I had to spend a lot of time, outside the elevators waiting for him to pass by. So that's why that joke was even funny.
Yeah, Howard put him in timeout a couple of mornings.
No, I saw
every day.
Okay. I was going light with it.
Fuck. Couple. I wouldn't. And all right, it's still funny. No, my office is in the hallway. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, you're at like one of these computers, right?
I'm right over here in the corner. If you want to, if you're ever
by the dish farm.
No, I'm serious.
There's a dish farm that faces the southwest, so they can pull in all these feeds.
I don't know.
Literally.
I don't have an office.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they just made the kitchen like 6 times bigger. I've never seen more than 3 people in there. You really didn't have to do that.
Yeah, why did they do
that? Right. They're going to have concerts in there.
It's giant. You could play tennis in there, Mike. We were talking about your nephew, who's 7 foot tall, just killing it in tennis. He could serve in that area. It's that big. God, they could have made a little office in there.
And they still don't have bottled water. They've got a Sub-Zero Mac Daddy grocery store refrigerator system in there, and not a goddamn bottle of water to be found anywhere.
It's a huge room with like a little counter space.
Sunny D out the ass all day. Oh, you want a Sunny D or a Mountain Dew or a salty pretzel rod?
No chairs.
Yeah,
so
nothing.
I don't know why the place is so big.
Florentine is right.
If you put a couple tables in there, then maybe it would make sense.
It's going to be a side stage at Bonnaroo next year. That's how much.
No, there's no tables in there because they don't want you lingering. Well, they want you to take it back to your desk.
Well, or in my case, to the hallway.
Yeah, the hall.
I don't have a place to put my stuff. I used to be able to come in here before the show, but Ron Bennington uses this studio before me. So he clears out at 2:52, and then we come in like a NASCAR team. And then change it over really quickly.
So it's kind of like every week they keep painting the floor a little bit smaller.
What do you
mean? They keep squeezing you? Didn't you have a space upstairs last time?
Yeah, but the space upstairs is just stupid because you're away from everybody. And it's an office for people that come into town just for a couple days here and there. So it's shared with a whole bunch of people.
There's got to be a space here. We need to go on an office safari.
You were hanging out in my office today?
The hallway.
Yeah, that's my spot. Go check it out on my Instagram story.
I'm worried about the microwaves coming out of those dishes. I'm worried about my stuff,
from Office Space.
My stones.
How many years have you done radio?
30.
That's why when people say, don't put your cell phone in your front pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we've been doing this since what? I'm 30 years in as well.
Yeah,
Easy.
But every other guy in my family has hair. And, look.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you got problems up
there. I got issues. It's gone.
You think it's from the radio waves?
I do. I think it's all from radio.
Holy shit. Then what is it doing inside?
Good question.
So, no, I'm excited because I'm not even joking. I found a spot. It's in the hallway. It's in the corner, Vic, if you want to visit.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
It's, I just think
there's 2 chairs over there.
There's not much traffic down there. It's in a remote corner of the hallway.
I'm kind of happy about this. I'm not even, I'm serious.
You seem to be.
Because I've been wandering around for the last month trying to figure out where I could just hang out before the radio show. Because you want to settle in and kind of look over show prep, read some newspapers, talk to the guys. And I finally found a spot. And it's close to the guys.
Soon, though.
Huh?
You're going to lose it soon.
Why?
They're going to make that in another kitchen. Oops.
Well, at least he said oops right after.
Yeah.
He did.
Airbag deployed.
Paul, just make sure those 2 chairs are there every day.
I can't guarantee that.
I liked it. I sat there. I was looking down at Times Square, and no one uses that hallway near the window. So I got a spot.
It's sad.
Wasn't there a chair shortage, too?
Huh?
Isn't there a chair shortage?
Remember, you couldn't find a chair for the longest time.
Well, I found these 2 chairs that are just sitting there, so I think they've been there for a while. I am serious. That's going to be my spot now.
Cool.
And I'm pretty happy about it.
I'll bring a lava lamp.
Oh, that'd be nice.
We'll set
a couple posters and stuff.
Right, exactly.
All right.
Blacklight posters.
Whatever, everybody should bring something.
Hang some, we could hang some beads from the ceiling so it actually has like an entrance.
I think I'm gonna like shut down that hallway on the 2 sides, and then it'll officially be an office.
There was a condo in Tulsa forever, and then in the comics would go to a flea market at the end of the week and buy something shitty and leave it in the condo. So after a couple of years, it was only decorated by shit the comedians had bought for 2 years, and it was amazing.
That's funny.
And everybody was fixated on different kind of Jesuses. There was a whole lot of Jesus.
Right. Did the comedians like sign their?
No, you never knew who bought what. You would just see all this random stuff in there, and it became a thing. And there was like a note on the table that said, "If you have time, wander down to the flea market on Sunday."
That's a coffee table book I would buy.
And you could only spend $5 cap was the most you could spend on something.
Yeah, I never stayed in that condo.
You never did. It was
the condos that I would stay in, like Norton would be there the week before, and all the prostitutes and the hookers, the massage parlors would be all freaking highlighted. There'd be notes next to it and stuff like that. All pen. It would be
Ratings?
wide open. Yeah. Ratings and didn't call back. Have to wait an hour. Send an ugly chick, with notes. That's what I got.
With notes for
equally good.
I know.
Equally helpful.
Helpful, yeah.
Certainly.
So, well, you answered my question because the comedians' condos. Do you guys leave notes for each other for real?
I used to. Occasionally, if I knew Florentine was coming in, I would leave something like he might like. Hey, dude, if you don't know this, there's a great metal bar right around the corner. Go over there.
Oh, okay.
And then also, if I knew somebody was a weed head, hey, left a joint in the bathroom, open up the medicine cabinet. But only in the positive way. I wasn't in the shitty.
How many comedians' condos are out there?
Jesus, there was one per club practically, wouldn't you say?
Usually, yeah.
Around the whole country?
Well, it was cheaper to rent the apartment and put the comics in there and have them be roommates for a week than pay 3 hotel rooms a week.
Right.
So it was strictly economics was how it all got started. And then
everyone else said, oh, that's a good idea.
That's just what we'll do. Some of them would buy a house. Some of them would own a house or a townhouse. But
were any of them actually good to go to where you were like, oh, right.
There's one I just stayed in Phoenix. I think Chris just stayed there, too. It's right across the street from the comedy club, and it's in this really nice and it's only like half full. It's got a beautiful pool and stuff like that. I didn't mind it at all. Yeah, but usually I don't stay in them.
So what? You buy your own hotel?
No,
room?
I just know it's in the contract where I get a hotel.
Oh, okay. Oh, they must be mad at that.
No, because they get a hotel for they get a discount rate for like $70 a night. You're there for 3 days. It costs them $210.
Right. Okay.
So it's not that bad.
The Improv in Chicago, when it was open for a minute, they had one. They had two on the 43rd floor of this high rise. It would just be like having a fabulous New York City apartment, And then there was one in South Carolina where the club owner was getting a divorce, and he didn't want his wife, so he moved out and she moved out, and then he turned their home into the condo, and it was the greatest condo ever because it used to be their home. So there was a pool, a deck, a grill. The word got out like, get to Greenville and do the punchline before it gets fucked up because someone's going to ruin this. Jim will tell you the comedians will ruin something good in a second, even if it was nice to start with.
That's sad.
There's one that this condo that I stay in, and there's a pool right out back, and there's hot chicks that live in this complex. It's in Texas, so you could just whack your bag right at the window at the end of the pool.
That's right.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
I know where he's talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly where he's talking about.
It's amazing.
Yes, I totally know
which city.
About.
Do the girls know though? Is the question?
No.
Okay.
No, they have no idea. They've been providing years of happiness.
Yeah, they're all like nines at the pool, and you're like 10 feet away from
hot Texas
just peeking out the curtain. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, let me take this phone call. Let's say hi to JT in Jersey. What's up, JT?
What's up, guys?
Hey.
I got a question for Florentine.
Yeah.
If it's like really fucking hot outside, is it all right to take a jog with your shirt off?
Great question for Florentine.
Is it all right to take a jog with your shirt off?
No,
Take a jog.
A jog.
Go for a
run.
run.
Absolutely.
Because it's hot out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's people that tell me it's like the douchiest thing a guy can do.
No, if you do it in the gym, if you work out in the gym and you have your shirt off, that's a douchey move.
I don't think I see guys in the gym.
In the CrossFit gyms, they do it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Are you in a CrossFit gym?
Huh?
Are you in the CrossFit?
Please. Come on. I'd rather you just say that, I fucked your mother once and I'm sorry. I would take less offense to that. No, I'm not in a fucking
But how did you know? How did you know?
I do research. It's out there.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, they take their shirts off.
They take their shirts off.
Yeah, they work out with the shirt. Yeah.
All right.
No, it's not. I used to landscape down in Florida. I would take my shirt off just to get a tan. Just mowing lawns and shit like that. No, if you're going to go out for a jog if it's hot, absolutely
Well, you got to
not.
even out that tan.
Yeah.
You don't want the farmer's tan.
Of course.
If you got a job outside. You all right, JT? You good?
Yeah, man, that really cleared a lot of issues up for me. And
We should play Ask Jim Florentine.
Certainly. Why not?
Because there are things, man, I find myself doing, and I'm like, God, thank God Florentine's not here right now.
WWJD.
I got to try to remember a couple. I usually have one or two every time you're here.
Yeah.
But there's always something like, oh, fuck.
Your pumpkin beer? Because it's in season now.
I'll be honest with you. I've been trying to find a pumpkin ale. I haven't found one I really like.
When this
There's a reason for that.
Why?
They all stink.
I was going to say.
Look at
I know this one.
What about Scrapple?
Oh, wait, we had a pumpkin ale last
Scrapple Ale. No, there's a Scrapple Ale now from Dogfish.
Really?
Yeah.
A Scrapple ale?
Dogfish came out with a Scrapple Ale. A meat-flavored beer.
Geta is the other version of Scrapple.
All right.
I haven't seen
All
that.
right, let's slow down with this, though. A meat-flavored beer.
Yeah.
There's bacon vodka. That's been around for a while now.
I've got no problem with that.
I had a pumpkin ale with Henley last Friday when we went out to eat.
Were you guys nude?
I had a vodka soda.
That's why Vic took a shower today. He's like, we got something going on. I'm going to take my hat off. I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to come in a good mood.
I do believe we shared a bottle of apple cider, my friend.
We did share a bottle.
We shared a bottle of apple cider. Is
That's
that
really
bad?
That's true.
Oh,
you have 2 straws in it?
Oh, God. Why did I bring that up?
It was like Lady and the Tramp with the
why did I
spaghetti.
bring that up? And then I was trying to
was there. Throw him under the bus,
and
too.
DeStefano, I try to man up and then make it more manly, and then that's when I was hunting out a pumpkin ale. That's how bad it was. And I didn't like the pumpkin ale. I tried, though. You don't like any of those flavored beers. I went to a beer distributor last weekend, and I was telling the guy, I fucking hate IPAs, because I'm always looking for something new and different. I don't like IPAs.
They're tart for me. I'm not a fan.
They're too strong. I don't. Do you like the IPAs?
They're all right. Yeah,
I'm not a fan, man. I know it's taking over the world, but I just don't like them. Do you like them, Vic?
My buddy Jackie Flynn calls them Hoppy McFucks.
Well, there you go. Everyone seems to like them.
It's funny to hear Kevin Flynn's mother repeat that. She's 83 as well, and she's like, "Did you hear Jackie say go get me a couple of more of those Hoppy McFucks?" And I'm like, "Miss Kitty,
too good."
I got friends that only drink Bud and Coors Light. If I have anything else in my house, it's not worth the abuse because it'll be for 3 straight hours.
Really?
Yeah, you get pounded.
Oh. That's where I grew up.
I'm going to come over your house with a nice Reds, 6-pack of Reds, strawberry ale.
You're going to have to sit there and take it.
Oh, but I'll enjoy my beverage.
Sam Adams cherry wheat. He should show up with that.
I used to like cherry wheat.
Yeah, show up with that. That'll be perfect.
I used to like the cherry wheat. You don't do the Reds strawberry ale?
Look at his face.
This is radio. This is radio. Sorry.
I don't like the looks.
You can't. All right. I'm trying to find words to show the level of disgust that he's giving you right now. It's stink eye.
I don't know what was worse when Stump Brain said, "Do you CrossFit or do you drink Cherry Reds?" I don't know which I was offended by more.
Well, the funny
I'm happy to be sitting here like, don't they know who he is? Do you not know?
You see the look he gives, right?
Yes, I just saw
It's really uncomfortable.
It was awesome.
I have that same uncomfortable feeling when he's 100 miles away. I'll be doing something and go, "Oh, Florentine would not be happy with this right now."
I'm telling you, it's what the bracelets originally stood for. What would Jim do?
You know, you could put out an app and people could just put in pale ale or whatever. And what does Florentine say? And it's just you shaking your head.
That should be a Florentine app.
I like that.
You're
I like that
absolutely
idea.
missing out. You're missing out because you
people
are the
would buy
one
them.
guy that I'm like, "Oh, fuck Florentine."
Yeah.
What he would say about this. I'm trying to remember some of the things.
The Florentine Index. That's what we need.
Because some guys send me an email because I make fun of people's Facebook posts. I do it on my podcast. And some guys send me an email. I'm a huge fan of yours. And I have to admit, I posted the douchiest Facebook post ever. Even my wife was on me and just pounded away at me. She's like, "You have to send that to Jim. You have." So he sent it over. It's really bad. So I'm going to make fun of my next podcast. But he's like, "I felt so bad. Just the worst thing. I have to send it to you."
Yeah.
Because my wife just made me.
There you go. That's one of my go-tos.
The red strawberry ale six-pack? Seriously?
Really?
Red strawberry ale.
I'd rather have a Bud Light Lime-A-Rita.
What are they, out of Zima?
Those are good.
I like the
Shit,
Lime-A-Rita.
don't look over here. Don't look over there. Those are good. I'm with you on the what are they called again?
Lime-A-Rita.
Lime-A-Ritas are all right. No. They're good. I'll be honest. The Reds, I was buying them for my wife. That's something she
right.
likes.
I know. Yeah, right. No, you were buying it for you. I know Opie's wife. She's from Philly. Philly chicks just give me a fucking Bud in a can or a Coors Light, a Bud Light. Philly girls are Bud Light girls.
I was gonna throw myself under the bus, Mr. Florentine.
All right, okay.
That's how it started.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's how it started, and then I started getting 2 6-packs, one for her, one for me.
Ah,
yes. What, Eric?
I was just telling you which lines to go to.
uh-oh.
Oh, which line?
6.
They all want to ask Florentine something?
See, this app could make money.
All right,
They want to ask Florentine or they want to talk about beer?
All right, where are you at with the sodas?
The hard sodas. You mean the hard soda?
What's the one company, Eric? Do you know?
There's a few of them. Are you thinking
it's
about
an orange soda they got?
Not Your Dad's Root Beer is one?
Dad's Root Beer is
No, but
one. There's Coney Island that has one.
No, it's a particular company, and they're really pumping up
Henry.
their
Henry.
Henry soda, right?
They have the hard orange and they have the hard black cherry.
Right.
They just came out with the hard black cherry soda.
Not good.
I've got a hard black cherry
I
right
tried
now.
I tried the Henry orange soda. That one's pretty good.
No.
No, not at all. If you want cherry soda, just drink a cherry Coke.
Well, and a hard
soda's
hard
horrible.
ginger ale. What about not your father's root beer?
That's good for one, and then you can't.
I
drink the
agree
rest
with
of
you.
it.
The aftertaste on it is
It's
rough.
a novelty, and that's it.
You could have one and go, "Wow, this is weird." It really
That's how
tastes
like
root
some
beer.
of the flavored beers are. You drink one and it's like, can you really sit and drink 10 of them?
Right.
Honestly, no.
Like
but
the
I'm not a big-
strawberry aloe.
I'm not really a big drinker.
All right, but if you're on vacation at the beach and you feel like having 10 over the course of the day, what are you going to drink?
I'll tell you, I would go Corona Light.
Okay, right, but something
That's a good
normal.
one.
Where
I
it's
like
not-
Corona Light though.
I like Red Stripe because
I like all Mexican beers.
I can pound Red Stripes like it's a light beer, and it's it's a full body.
That's my
beer,
go-to.
so.
But the basic beers like Budweiser and all that, never got into that. My gang down there in Philly, they all drink Miller Lite. I just I'd rather not drink almost.
You know, it's tough to drink.
I'd rather have a Corona than a Miller Lite. I'll sit with anybody with a Corona before I just sit there and have a Miller Lite with you.
Victoria's a good Mexican beer also.
Really?
If you ever had one of those, yeah. I like it better.
I don't know. I haven't had that.
It's got a little more flavor to it, a little more Sam Adams-y.
Well, you're the guy that likes the lime margarita.
I like anything.
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic.
Lime-a-rita.
That's right. Right. I'll drink moonshine that's been run through a carburetor.
How about Miller Genuine Draft?
MGD?
That's the official beer of Dennis Falcone.
What, MGD?
Is it?
Of course, Stumper's going to say it.
Of course. Now, he's the one who told me about it.
Moonshine?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Rough.
Sure.
Rough.
Yeah, I've had some moonshine.
Yeah, totally.
That's just not fun.
If you can trust the source, it's great.
Right. Exactly.
What makes it great?
Because it's not poison.
Because you can still see afterwards.
Well, I got it from Marilyn Manson, so I don't know if I could trust the source.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How did it taste?
It's brutal.
How'd this come up?
Moonshine
Tell this
is
story.
brutal.
I've hung with him before, backstage and
Okay.
stuff, and he was on that metal show.
Right.
And he brings his absinthe with him, but, there's another time, I don't know where it was, but he had some moonshine, and we took some backstage.
So you've done the absinthe with him as well as the moonshine.
Yeah.
Did you like
You have to. If you're hanging out with Marilyn Manson,
He's
you
an
have
absinthe
to.
guy.
Yeah, there's no fucking pumpkin ales in his dressing room.
Right.
That's
Does he do the sugar cube and the whole thing?
No,
there's
just
a,
out of it like-
process.
Yeah, there's
a process with
I
absinthe.
had that in New Orleans at a place.
It's crazy.
First of all, could you explain what it is? Because I'm not totally sure I know.
Absinthe, it's a wormwood liqueur that was banned, in France because they said people were getting addicted to it. It's supposed to have hallucinogenic properties, which is also maybe yes, maybe no.
Right.
That's always been debatable. But poets and writers and weirdos, there was a time where it came about because the French Foreign Legion, I think, were they would take some with them to put it in water because it would purify the water so they could drink it.
Okay.
Was what I think. Again, I got a friend who's crazy about all this stuff, but it's absinthe. So it's wormwood.
And then there's a way of drinking it?
You're supposed to, it comes out of a decanter and you drain it over a cube and you put this in seltzer water and you stir it up. Yeah, and there's a whole, it's like 19 steps.
Oh, yeah. I got a buddy who's one of the people who's obsessed with how you make that.
Correct.
You put the cube in.
Yeah.
It's powerful and potent and it tastes like
it's
licorice.
Yeah, it's licorice. Yeah.
It's like anise flavored.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know if it actually, but it's supposed to make you trip. That's the myth of it, is you get a little alcohol and a mushroom buzz.
You couldn't get it here for a while.
Yeah, it
the
was
longest
banned.
time. It was banned.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
So if you got it, somebody was selling it in Europe and they sneaked it in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, when I was in college, we did moonshine a couple times. So you needed a lot of mixer to make it taste like anything.
Well, it's because it's grain, basically.
It's brutal.
It's Everclear.
That's what it is.
Out of the
I
tub.
understand. I was never going to drink it like just straight. God.
It's homemade Everclear.
Horrendous.
It was like that grain alcohol.
All
Everclear.
that.
180 proof.
Yeah, there was a double, there was a vodka, Russian vodka we used to get. I'm trying to remember what proof it was. It was off the charts, and that was brutal, too. You always had to just drown it in a mixer. All right, this guy wants in. Where is he? Kevin in Houston. Kevin, what's going on?
Hey, boys. How you doing?
We're good, man.
Good. So there's this local brewery in Houston. It's been open for about 5 years called Carbach and became hugely successful, very, very popular. I mean, big cult following. Well, and they announced yesterday that they got bought out by Anheuser-Busch, and the entire beer snob community has completely turned on them. I mean, just like flipping on the light switch. I mean, it's pretty amazing. They do have some really good beers, but
it sucks like when the big guy comes in and takes over this company that was just a very, a special thing.
Yeah, Stella bought Budweiser.
Yeah, Eric?
No, it doesn't.
Why doesn't it suck?
Here's the beer guy. Yeah, here's the beer man.
Because don't they fuck with the formula and just fuck up the whole product
You know
in
what?
the end?
At that point, who cares? Because when you're a craft beer guy, it's difficult enough to get into this oversaturated industry. And if you built up a reputation and built a product that people love, and a corporation wants to come in and buy it and then continue doing it, what craft brewer is going to say, no, I'm not going to take your money and live a good life and maybe open up another craft brewery with a different beer or something like that?
It's like knowing a band and then they sell out, man.
I know you're not an IPA drinker, Opie, and I know Eric can probably back me up. Ballast Point, which is out of San Diego, California.
I love Ballast Point.
They make some of the best damn beers that you will ever find.
I tried.
And they got bought out.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
They got bought out by a brand called Constellation Brands, And the two guys that started this in, I think, 2001, 2002, they sold the company for $1 billion.
Wow.
$1 billion.
That's crazy. I don't like. I tried Ballast Point.
They have good sculpins. They're grapefruit.
I hate their sculpins. They have a grapefruit sculpin.
That's what I just said. Yeah, it's very.
I hate that fucking beer.
What's a sculpin?
I don't know.
Why is there grapefruit in beer? That's what I want to know. The fuck is that?
Later, boys.
I'm so angry. I love it.
It should be someone. It should be.
That's a T-shirt.
Jim's Magic 8 Ball. Paul posted it a minute ago. It should be Jim's Magic 8 Ball. Just ask the Magic 8 Ball whatever you want.
You're not capitalizing
and you get a Florentine
on
answer.
I'll think about it.
Yes. You're just not, because you're the go-to guy for all
Florentine
this.
Index. I'm telling you, there's money in the Florentine Index.
Let me go to Eric in Colorado. Eric.
Hey, I thought your drink of choice was the Bikini Teeny.
Oh, boy.
What's that?
Really? I have to tell this story again?
That's the nozzle on the douche hose. That's what it is.
I'll make sure to put the original story on the podcast next week.
All right.
Wait, you guys don't know the Bikini Team
I don't
story?
know Bikini
I have to
Team.
tell it again?
No.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
Now one guy in this room knows.
No.
Oh, fuck.
Do you know, Jim?
I would have probably stopped doing the show if I heard this before.
I've been with my wife 12 years, married 8 in a couple weeks. Wow, a couple weeks. All right,
yeah, write that down.
Oh shit, I got to figure something out for that. And as you pointed out, she's from Philly, and they're tough down there.
They're rough.
A lot of blue collar people, and they like their Miller Lights and their Phillies, and that is it, man. And when you date a girl in Philly, you got to meet the whole neighborhood, and they all have to approve. You have to get a lot of okays from the neighborhood, not just the family. So anyway, fast forward, we're down in the Outer Banks on vacation, and we all go out to dinner. They don't know me that well yet, maybe a year, maybe. And, it's time to order drinks, and it's like right around the table. It's like Miller Lite, Budweiser, Heineken. My wife, I'm sure she said something like Heineken, got to me, and I ordered a Bikini Teeny in front of these.
Was it on the special drink menu?
It had a nice, it came in like in one of those fancy specialty mugs. Look at it. It looks right through you.
I want to know what Vic.
Tell the whole story.
What'd you start with, your dick?
That's the only thing that made it less masculine.
Yeah, I know.
I believe that one came in a ceramic shark. I might be mixing up my fruity drinks, but I think it came in a shark.
Was it?
I can't even talk.
Was it on the menu?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Or did you come up with it?
That's what I'm saying. He saw it on the table tent, is what I'm guessing.
I'm a sucker for a drink menu.
And you saw
I'm a sucker for everyone else is like, they know they just want their beer. And I'm like, no, man, let's see what kind of drinks they got.
Yeah, I don't want to insult the bartender. I'll have the house drink.
And the fruitier,
teeny.
And I'm not looking over here, the fruitier the better. The fruitier the better at times. So I order a Bikini Teeny. I had to say it in front of everybody, and I've never let it down.
Sure.
And I have never let this one down.
I'm surprised they hadn't given you that on a T-shirt for Christmas. That would be a stocking stuffer if you were in my family.
It became, one year it was an ornament. We get ornaments every Christmas, and they did a special Bikini Teeny ornament.
Had to.
Was there a second one?
What do you mean?
The second Bikini Teeny that night?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, really? You stayed with it?
Delicious.
Did they start hammering you right away, or did they wait till the end of the night?
They hammered me.
So there was a second one?
Yes.
Yeah, what a shock they weren't out of them. You were the only one ordering them. What a shock.
Why does he get so mad?
We have plenty of that. Right of Miller Lights and Bud Lights. Because people from Philly here like to drink beer and have a good time.
They're ordering
we got all the Bikini Teenies you want. I got a cement mixer.
You sure you weren't sitting with a bachelorette party when you ordered that?
They rang a bell in the kitchen. Ding, ding, ding. Bikini Teeny.
Somebody.
All their beers came in a can, and then I got with fancy umbrellas and shit. And to this day, it happens when me and my wife go out. The drinks come to the table, and they're always giving my drink to her because they just assume they're like, this has to be for the lady.
Do you remember the first joke that was thrown at you when you ordered that from the table?
No, it's been so many years.
But it was something like pretty much.
Yeah, of course. They're Philly guys, of course.
Do you remember what relative it was, even though you might not remember?
It was all of them. It was my father-in-law, my brother-in-laws, my wife.
Who launched first?
Probably my wife.
Yeah.
She looked at me like, are you fucking serious?
Well, you know that opened the floodgates, too. That told the family, have at them.
That's nice.
But
right.
Yeah.
Every time I go to Philly, I mean, there's a beer fridge down there, and it's got the Miller Lights. And there's always a little something for me.
So
it's not that bad down there. It's like
you
Coronas
ordered.
usually.
He's like a kid with allergies. You know what I mean? He's got to eat the special food. Oh, he's coming over.
Greg's shelf is the lower shelf.
He's got a real beer allergy, so let's give him a pumpkin ale.
When you placed the order, did everybody in the family look at your wife like this?
Yeah, they were like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You couldn't fall in love with a fucking union guy.
You get the benefits. You get the benefits when you fall in love with a union guy.
You know how many pipe fitters are in love with you? You had to find this fucking guy, this shock jock, drinking bikini teenies.
Yeah, that didn't even go together.
No. Where are we going, Eric? 6, you said? All right. Let's say hi to Randy in, North Carolina, of all places, where the Outer Banks is. I got to get back down there. Fuck.
That's beautiful down there.
It is gorgeous.
I love it. Randy, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hey, man.
I think we're all forgetting a staple in the adult beverage industry, and that is the very hardcore Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I'm in.
Been around.
I'm in. And one of my brother-in-laws is now in. He does the Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Those are good if
He
you
came
put
out of the closet.
He gets so mad. I'm going to say it every time. Why do you look like that when you say it? It's funny and real at the same time. That's why you got something here that you got to capitalize
That's why
on.
it's real funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. I think he does the black cherry. You do the black cherry, Randy?
Oh, you know it, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, which bathroom you go in North Carolina?
Oh, nice.
Well
Topical.
done. Well done.
Together. I like that. Bravo. Made it very current and topical. Let me say hi to Steve in Philly. Steve, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
Hey, good.
I got a question for Jim. Jim, what's your feeling on adult Halloween parties, like, costume parties?
I don't mind them. I'm supposed to. Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's surprising to me. You had a bunch of 30-year-old dudes just trying to outdo each other and paint their faces. I think that's kind of gay.
Well, yeah, I could see your point, but a lot of chicks will dress up really sexy. Girls that you haven't seen wear stuff like that. They'll wear like a nurse's outfit or something like that. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
You got to look at your girlfriend or your wife's friends,
right?
When they usually don't dress like that,
right?
Yeah, that's the problem. When you guys when we were 18, that's cool, but when we're 35 and everybody's got 3 kids, it blows.
I can't. I don't have an argument for this one.
Wow!
But I don't have a problem with it. I don't know. It's like, all right, you get dressed up,
Well, because you're caught up
hang out with some friends.
You're caught up in the sexiness of what the women are wearing, so that's tricking your mind a little bit.
Paul wants to know what about couple costumes when you decide together to go as Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. So you're okay with the adult costume, but not couple costume?
I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much.
Right.
Isn't there always one woman, one wife at the party who is really sexy, and all the other women are like, I can't believe she wore that.
Sure. Oh yeah, I was at a party once, and I remember the one dude. He was so mad because it was his wife, and you can see everything.
Everybody is looking.
You can see everything. And so by the end of the night, he's had so many beers, he's just yelling out loud, "Anybody hadn't seen my wife's pussy? She's in the kitchen." She just had on this. It was too scanty, and whenever she turned one way or the other, everybody was like, "Hey, all right."
See, that makes it all worth it.
One of the best Halloween parties I've ever been to. I'll never forget him screaming that out at the end of the night.
The first one I went to as an adult, I remember it was right after the O.J. murders, and I wore an O.J. mask, and I wore a white T-shirt with blood all over it. I put Nicole in the back and number 32 in blood, and fake blood, and nobody talked to me. My girlfriend at the time was so mad. I go, if you're going to force me to go to this party, this is what I'm doing. I just wore the O.J., and I drank beer out of the fucking O.J. mask, and it didn't have any fruit in it.
Fuck. All right, let's go to I don't know. Is this George? It looks like in Saratoga.
Oh yeah.
What's up, George?
Hey, what's going on? Try. I know you guys said you weren't into IPAs, but you got to try Heady Topper. It's from Vermont. and the other one is Sip of Sunshine from Connecticut. You got to try those. And the other thing, Florentine, the other day I'm at the fucking gym. I'm working out, getting a good pump on. Everything's good. And at the very end, I flexed my muscles and looked into the mirror, and I heard your voice saying, "Why are you doing that?"
See?
And I swear to God, I was like, "Oh my God, what the fuck am I doing?"
There's an app.
Yes.
I'm telling
We
you.
need a computer programmer to call in and help us.
We just need a
with this.
developer.
Yes.
We'll
that's all
cut
we
you
need.
in.
We got the idea.
Yeah, we got the idea.
All right, someone email me. I don't know how to do this tech stuff, but I'll answer the questions.
That's all you got to do, right?
We should answer a few more here on the show. Let's get it going here. Let's see.
How about the Twisted Tea? I'm sure this is the same answer. The spike. They're doing that now.
The Twisted Tea's pretty good.
There's a beverage you can get the twist. There's tea flavored liquor that they've pumped up somehow. Tea flavored vodka, and then there's also Twisted Teas, which is yet another of one. I'm sure you're going to love
Twisted Teas are
this.
pretty good.
To me, this screws up two things.
What?
Because I like tea and I like liquor. And putting them together ain't working for me.
This is a bad idea.
No.
Right? It's not
Same
working.
thing with fruit drinks and beer. I don't like them together.
Well,
I'm a purist.
I love my sugar.
Well, I like the sugar, too. Look, I just finished a Red Bull.
I try every day to avoid it, but I don't know. My alcohol, I like.
Yeah, it's like, when someone hands you a shot, it tastes like vanilla cake. I'm like, I don't eat fucking vanilla cake at a birthday party. Why am I having one at a fucking bar?
They're not doing this to tequila, are they? That's how you know.
That would be in that right there. Just that sentence. That's all.
Cake-flavored shots.
We need 150 of those,
and we're good.
You need 150 of those, and then by the time we can re-up after the first 150. But
am I the only one that said, "Oh, that sounds kind of good"?
No, you did.
Am I the only one?
You looked a little wanton for a Jolly Rancher.
A shot of vanilla cake.
Yeah. It tastes just like chocolate-covered cherries.
Yeah, you don't want to mix that stuff if you're drinking beer with some kind of shitty shot like that. Just do a shot of like regular vodka, chilled or whatever like that. You don't want to mix that stuff because then it fucks up your stomach and you ruin
I just don't
hangover in the morning.
I mean, to get serious for a second, I don't drink that much, so I think my fruity drinks is because I try to avoid the dessert and I'm still craving the fucking sugar.
You ought to have a Maker's Mark vanilla milkshake. Then you should
Oh God, I would love a milkshake.
It's delicious.
I would love a milkshake right now.
Maker's Mark and Haagen-Dazs make a vanilla.
Bourbon?
You make a little bourbon milkshake. I've had that. I've had that as a dessert. And just, as soon as I drank my dessert, I went, I need 7 more of these.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Yeah, it was really good.
Let's see. Wow, the phones are lit. Where do we go? Let's try Phil in Pennsylvania. Phil, go ahead.
Yeah, I got to ask Jim, what do you think a bunch of farmers, I'm a dairy farmer, and I drive truck on the side with extra money, and we all sit around a bonfire. I got an old recipe from my grandfather for making moonshine and bourbon. And I make a batch of bourbon, they all come over and we drink. And my newly son-in-law decided he was going to hang out for me. He's from Connecticut. So after drinking a couple glasses of it, he had a couple glasses. One of my buddies turned around and told him, ask him if he could squeal like a pig. You want to see a guy sober up real fast?
So what's the question?
How do you feel about Deliverance reenactors?
Anything gay is funny.
You save that. It's not parade. You save
Jim, I like this. I got a 45-70 breech load sharps rifle, and we're drinking. And every time we take milk jugs, fill them up with water, and we go about 600 yards and shoot at them. And it's almost like a beer game, but we did with the moonshine. Every time you miss, you had to drink a glass of moonshine.
Jesus.
600 yards. You're missing just about everything, aren't you?
Especially after a few moonshines.
I got over 100 acres and stuff, wide open territory, so it ain't going to hurt nobody. But I woke up next morning and there was a few people sleeping in my vegetable garden.
How many moonshots, like shots of moonshot before people like you're throwing up? You're basically passed out, blacked out.
Well,
2, 3.
We're kind of pickled, so we're kind of used to it. But the son-in-law, he said he was going back to the motel, and he called us up on his cell phone about 10 minutes later. He couldn't find where he was going. And he found out he was a quarter mile down the road, down in the middle of a field. He didn't know how to get out of it, and it was wide open. So we brought him back to my place and
fucked him in the ass.
No. We just put
No. What state are you in, sir?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, nope.
And we do that every time I make a batch. I got a hand recipe from it's got to be over 100 years old.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I got that when my father had it, and when he passed away, I got the still. It's a small still, and I just set it up and make a batch a couple times a year.
How much it comes out of a small still? How small is it?
And now you're listening to yourself on the radio, or is that the CB?
The one you see on the TV are good size ones. Huh? Mine's like two-thirds smaller than that.
Yeah.
The ones you see on the TV, they're big ones. They're mass production sites.
All right.
This one's here. I can make a batch, and I'll get about my first batch. I'll get maybe a gallon or two.
Okay. Oh, it's really small.
Yeah,
that's a tiny. Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
it's a home still.
Well, listen, we gotta go. We gotta go to break here, there, Phil.
Phil, do you make any bikini teenies on that farm?
We can put fruit in for him if you want. We can always bring Opie out there, open his eyes up a little bit.
No kidding.
It's not his eyes he's worried about.
I know.
All right, Phil. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
We got to go. Let me just say there was one more here. Which one was it, Eric? 6. Like 6 and 7. We might squeeze it. Yeah, let's try to squeeze in a couple more. John in Nevada, what's up? Or New York. John in New York, what do you got?
Yeah, Saratoga. Hey, Florentine, I saw you twice in Saratoga. You're great. What do you think of these guys jogging in there, like Under Armour tights, without a shirt long enough to cover,
Oh, yeah, stretchy pants.
The bicycle shorts is what he's asking, I think. Yeah.
Look, you'll approve of this one. I really like biking.
Right.
I don't wear Lance Armstrong shit. Baggy all the way.
What is the theory behind the tight stuff? Is it because
they're like this, compression pants?
It's because you want to show your dick and balls off.
I don't think that's on the label.
It's inferred.
Explain another reason for wearing those.
I don't really see that. There is no reason to wear them. If you're a guy, the girls do like the. I wear sweats and I wear baggy shorts when I bike. I've never worn anything like tight like that shit.
I see these guys running with the long ones, the like girls wear the leggings, the tights, which is quite sexy, I might add.
But then again, if you got a really good body, you're showing it off. But who are you showing it off to? Because I think the women are looking at you like, what an idiot.
I don't know. Who knows? That's why I said, Jim, yeah, he's just wondering, is it okay to jog in that kind of stuff?
No. But anyone would say no. Is it like a thermal thing where it keeps you warm or cold or something keeps out the cold?
I got shit like that underneath if it's really cold out, but no one's seeing it.
But you put baggy shorts over.
I got long johns or something. And then, sweats.
Oh, I'll do that. If you got the long tights on, you put shorts over.
Guys do it at the combine every day.
Right. So, I think Florentine's giving you a thumbs down on the
I would say a thumbs down.
On the stretchy pants.
All right.
All right, buddy.
All right, fair enough.